Good afternoon, my dear students. BTech Civil third year batch, Group B, Group A. Welcome back to my practical laboratory classes CPC 595 Environment Engineering Lab. Now today I will revise the experiment. There is a very important experiment, that is the determination of the alkalinity in water. You follow how we are showing the virtual lab, and then you will kindly, the scope will also be given to you to share your screen to show us the virtual lab, the way we will show you, and same manner we want to get that you are smart enough to show us also from your screen, and for that you will get the good evaluation marks. This is the evaluation system. Okay. Why alkalinity? Why alkalinity water is interested? Why we are going to study the alkalinity in water? Because if alkalinity of water is present in water, the water tastes bitter. So it is not the I mean to say the potable drinking water if it is a bitter taste. So thing is that this is one of the thing, the parameter, chemical parameter. Alkalinity is a chemical parameter of the drinking water. So this is the thing that the if alkalinity is more in the water, then the taste will find bitter. But what is alkalinity? Alkalinity is the capacity of the water to neutralize acid, and it is due to the presence of the salt of weak acid. This type of question will be asked in the Viva voce in the practical classes. So whatever the question answer now is discussing, it will be asked in the Viva voce. So get ready the answering of your questions which will be asked in the interview. No need for separate preparation, no need for ordinance, no need for follow up with the faculty members, sir, what question will be asked in the Viva voce practical. So whatever we are discussing today or in the live classes, that will be asked you in the Viva voce. So if the question asks that what do you mean by the alkalinity, the answer is alkalinity is the capacity of water to neutralize acid. More and more alkalinity the water is, that means it has a more capacity to neutralize acid. And why the alkalinity is present? It is present due to salt of weak acid. And what are the major ions responsible for the alkalinity? That there are the three ions responsible for creating the alkalinity in water. One is the hydroxyl ion, OH minus. Second is the bicarbonate, HCO3 minus, and the third one is the carbonate, that is the CO3 minus minus. So OH minus, HCO3 minus, CO3 minus minus. Why I am telling 2 times minus minus? Because CO3 has a valency of 2. Okay. Now what is the bad effect of the alkalinity? As I have told you, the taste of the drinking water will become bitter. Bitter in taste if the alkalinity is more, and it forms PPT with chemical. If some chemical, suppose the water softening process is there, so we are adding the chemical. If the alkalinity is there, it reacts with chemical to form the precipitate, and it creates fouling in the passage of flow of water in the through the pipe. So alkalinity present produces the precipitation in the piping, so thereby it is reducing the diameter of the pipe flow in the water in the pipe. So these are the things why the alkalinity has to be checked and to be removed from the water. Okay. Now this is the thing. Now what I'm telling, that the alkalinity is okay, fine. Now how do test in the laboratory? First of all, I will show you the experimental lab, then I will go for the virtual lab. Now the experimental lab I am showing you, the process is the volumetric alkalinity. Volumetric titration method will be followed for determination of the alkalinity. And alkalinity is always measured in calcium carbonate scale. Okay. Now the two types of indicator are used in the alkalinity determination, because it's a chemical titration process, volumetric titration process, rather I would say. One is the phenolphthalein indicator, and second one is the methyl orange indicator. Why the two indicator is used in the alkalinity? That type of question is asked in the interview. That type of question may be asked in the Viva voce. Why the two types of indicator are used in the alkalinity? Now alkalinity, two types of indicator are used in the alkalinity. One is the phenolphthalein indicator and is the methyl orange indicator. Now phenolphthalein indicator is used for determining the phenolphthalein alkalinity, and methyl orange indicator is used for for total alkalinity. Again I am telling, the phenolphthalein indicator is used for phenolphthalein alkalinity, and methyl orange indicator used for total alkalinity. Now you know the hydroxyl ion. Now which are the ions responsible for alkalinity in water? That question may be asked in the interview in the Viva OC. Now OH minus, that is the hydroxyl ion, CO3 minus carbonate, and the HCO3 minus. These three ions are responsible for the presence of the alkalinity. Okay. Now this is the thing. So now why I'm telling that the phenolphthalein alkalinity, why the question may be raised, what do you mean by the phenolphthalein alkalinity? Why phenolphthalein alkalinity? Because phenolphthalein alkalinity, only if it is present in water, it means that the hydroxyl ion is present. First of all, let it be abbreviated as phenolphthalein alkalinity as P and total alkalinity as T. Let it be abbreviated. Now, if the phenolphthalein alkalinity is the total alkalinity, that means the T equal to P. So what do you mean by phenolphthalein alkalinity? That means it implies that only the hydroxyl ion is present and carbonate and bicarbonate ion is not present. What I am saying, again repeating, if the phenolphthalein alkalinity is present, that is the total alkalinity, that means phenolphthalein alkalinity indicates the presence of the hydroxyl ion concentration, OH minus. But if the total alkalinity means hydroxyl ion present, or apart from that hydroxyl ion, carbonate may be present or bicarbonate ion may be present. Not only the hydroxyl ion present, the carbonate and bicarbonate ion are also present. Then the concept of the total alkalinity is will be obtained. So is this portion is clear? What do you mean by the phenolphthalein alkalinity and what do you mean by the total alkalinity? Is this portion is clear? Why we are indicating two indicators? Is this portion is clear or shall I repeat? Is this portion is clear or shall I repeat? Say something. Give me the feedback.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Clear.
So fine. Now the phenolphthalein alkalinity, as I have told you, if the alkalinity is due to only phenolphthalein alkalinity, no other alkalinity is there. If total alkalinity means phenolphthalein alkalinity, that means only hydroxyl ion is present. Now you have find out by phenolphthalein indicator the phenolphthalein alkalinity and the methyl orange indicator by total alkalinity. Now if P equal to T by 2, that means phenolphthalein alkalinity is half of the total alkalinity, then the carbonate is present. Okay. If the phenolphthalein alkalinity is less than T by 2, that means the total alkalinity divided by T, the phenolphthalein alkalinity is less than half of the total alkalinity, then the carbonate and bicarbonate are present. If phenolphthalein alkalinity is 0, then the bicarbonate is present. These are the things I am telling you again and again. But my dear students, please remember that the hydroxyl ion and the bicarbonate ion cannot exist with each other. Again, what I am telling, hydroxyl ion, that is OH minus and HCO3 minus, do not exist each other. Do not exist together in the water. Carbonate may be present with hydroxyl ion or the bicarbonate ion, but hydroxyl ion and bicarbonate ion never exist with each other, never exist with together. Either the hydroxyl ion with the carbonate or the bicarbonate ion with the carbonate, but hydroxyl ion and bicarbonate are never exist with together. This has to be kept in mind. Now I have told you that is the regarding the indicator part. I have told you that is the phenolphthalein and the methyl orange. But what is the titrant? What is the name of the titrant? That means which we pour into the burette for titration. That is the titrant. So I have told you the determination of the alkalinity in water is by the titration process. Fine, volumetric titration process. So there should be some titrant. What is the titrant? Titrant is the sulfuric acid, that is the N/50 sulfuric acid. Okay. So N/50 sulfuric acid, that is the titrant. Okay. So this is the thing, N/50 means 0.02. Okay. Now the pink, first of all, when we'll add the phenolphthalein indicator, the color will become the pink. If there is no pink, that means phenolphthalein alkylating is not there. Now, if the color is pink, then that you titrate till the pink color disappears. So that is the process of the phenolphthalein alkylating determination. Now, when the phenolphthalein alkylating titration has been done, then with the same sample we'll add the methyl orange indicator, and you add 1 drop of methyl orange indicator and watch whether the pale yellow color is obtained or not. Okay. When the yellow color is obtained, then you titrate with the same sulfuric acid to make the color changes from pale yellow to the light orange color or the reddish brown, reddish color, light orange color or the reddish pink color. Okay, so this is the thing. The color changes, as I told you. This is the thing that color changes. I have told you how the color has been changed, how the color will change regarding the titration process. Okay. Now let me demonstrate the laboratory. First, the experimental step-by-step procedure I will tell. Then I will show you the virtual lab. Then somebody will be asked to share the screen. Those who will be able to share the screen, definitely their good evaluation will be done. And those who can't share the screen, next time they will prepare for sharing the screen. Otherwise, we can't evaluate properly to the students. Okay. Now let me share my screen. As I have told you that is the screen is visible, my dear students? Is the screen is visible, my dear students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You see, the alkalinity is due to presence of what? Hydroxide ion, carbonate ion, and the bicarbonate ion. But mainly, this is bleaching portion is the bicarbonate. Mainly, the main content is the bicarbonate. So, carbonate and hydroxide can occur with each other. And what I have told you for remembering the thing for your future, that hydroxyl and bicarbonate can never occur together. That has to be kept in mind. Just a minute. So this is the thing. This is not cross. So now I will. What is the measurement of unit? That is the milligram per liter as CaCO3. Milligram per liter as CaCO3. That means what is the significance of CaCO3? When we'll find out the, I will tell afterwards. Now this is the conical flask. That is the volumetric flask. You can say Erlenmeyer flask. This is the cylinder. Okay. And this is the funnel. Okay. Now this is the phenolphthalein indicator. This is the methyl orange indicator, and this is the N/50 H2SO4. N/50 sulfuric acid. Okay. Now we are adding first the titrant, that is the sulfuric acid. N/50 will pour into the burette. Now we'll take the sample water from the green bottle. The sample water 100 ml will take first in the green bottle. So first, excess sulfuric acid will be escaped from the burette for removing the air gap. That is the usual practice for correct result in the titration. 50 ml is the graduated in the burette. We are taking much and extra amount. We are just a minute. Again, somebody is admitting. So you see the water sample, that is will be taken as a 100 ml measuring cylinder because we will take the 100 ml sample. So you see the leading of the lower meniscus in the cylinder. Okay. Now we are pouring into the conical flask for onward titration process. Now first you drop the 3 to 4 drop of phenolphthalein indicator. 3 to 4 drop of phenolphthalein indicator we are adding and observe whether the pink color appears or not. If pink color does not appear, does not mean can you see the pink color? No. So there is no phenolphthalein alkalinity. So let us check for the so if the phenolphthalein alkalinity is not there, it is observed that the pink color does not appear. So that means there is no phenolphthalein alkalinity. Now you add on the methyl orange indicator to check whether the total alkalinity is there or not, and observe whether the pale yellow color is there or not. So 1 drop methyl orange indicator you have added, and check whether the pale yellow color is not obtained. So this water sample does not contain any alkalinity. So reject the sample and take the other water sample. Okay. So that has been told, which I am telling you, that since the color is not changing, that means this water does not contain any alkalinity. So we are taking the separate sample from the plastic beaker. That is this beaker. We are taking the same process. We are taking the 100 ml sample in the graduated cylinder. Same process we are following. Then you pour into the conical flask, that is the Erlenmeyer flask. Now add 3 drops of the phenolphthalein indicator, 3 to 4 drop of phenolphthalein indicator you add, and the color will become the pink. You see the pink color has been obtained. Light pink color is obtained. Can you see the color? Can you see the color? Now you titrate till the pink color disappears. Till the pink color disappears. So initially you write down the reading, that is the standard procedure 3.1, and after the titration you take the reading of the final burette reading. So you titrate with the sulfuric acid, 10/50 sulfuric acid, till the color disappears. So that value will give the burette reading is give the phenolphthalein alkalinity. So observe the final burette reading, that is 3.7. So initially 3.1 and finally 3.7. So what is the burette reading? The titration 3.7 minus 3.1, that is 0.6 you have obtained. Okay, 0.6 you have obtained. But one value is not sufficient for this test, as physical error may be done. So the concordant value has to be taken for repeated test. Now this test is not completed yet because phenolphthalein is 1 part titration. Now second part titration with the methyl orange indicator, because our target is to find out the total T, that is the total alkalinity. P we have obtained 0.6, but T still not obtained. So titrate with the methyl orange. Methyl orange after adding methyl orange 1 drop, the color is pale yellow. Now the color will turn to the light orange color or the reddish color, light orange or the reddish color, depending on the alkalinity of water. So you mark the final reading of the bullet, that is the 6.4. So 3.7 and 6.4. What is the reading? 2.7. So what is the total alkalinity? 2.7 plus 0.6, 3.3. And the phenolphthalein alkalinity is 0.6. Why 3.3? Because 2.7 is titration with the methyl orange and 0.6 titration value with the phenolphthalein. So adding the 0.6 plus 2.7, you will get the 3.3. So first concurrent value is the 0.6 milliliter bullet reading we are taking from the phenolphthalein indicator, and next 2.7 is the methyl orange indicator. Okay, now to calculate the total, you have to add 2.7 plus 0.6, that is the 3.3. 0.6, that is the 3.3. Now, this is the value 0.6 into 1000 divided by milliliter of sample. But here, when you are expressing the alkalinity as a calcium carbonate very beginning, I am telling you, then you have to multiply with 50, because equivalent weight of calcium carbonate is 50. So 6 into 50 is 300 will be the phenolphthalein alkalinity, and total is the 33 into 50, that is the 1650 milligram per liter as CaCO3. Because last you will multiply the equivalent weight of the calcium carbonate, because the alkalinity is expressed always in the scale of the calcium carbonate. Now the combinations, again I am telling you that P equal to T means only OH ion is present, P equal to T by 2 means only carbonate ion is present, and P equal to P less than T by 2 means carbonate and bicarbonate ions are present. P greater than T by 2 means carbonate and hydroxide ions are present, and P equal to 0 means bicarbonate ions are present. Now, in our case, the lab which we have shown to you, P has found 0.6 and T is found 3.3. So 3.3 divided by 2, T by 2 means 3.3 divided by 2 means 1.65. That means 0.6 is less than 1.65. So P is less than T by 2, that much. That means in this case, the carbonate ion and bicarbonate ions are present. But how many grams, what is the value of the carbonate and bicarbonate presence? That we are going to tell. So it is fact P is less than T by 2. So in this case, carbonate and bicarbonate ions are present. Now next is the quantify. We have to quantify that. That means how much carbonate and bicarbonate ions are present, that we are going to determine. So with this concept, we are determining which ions are present in water, whether the hydroxide ion or carbonate ion or bicarbonate ion. But in this experiment, I am showing you carbonate and bicarbonate ions are present. So now next I am going to show you how you calculate the quantity of carbonate and bicarbonate ion. Okay. Now, suppose if P equal to T, then the hydroxide ion is present is P into 10. Is this series chart now for quantification? That is the how much carbonate and how much bicarbonate ions are present. How it can be determined? Because P is less than T by 2 means carbonate ion is 2P into 10. What is P? P is 0.6. So 2 into 0.6 means 1.2. So 1.2 into 10 means 120 milligram per liter. So that is the carbonate alkalinity. And what is the bicarbonate alkalinity? T minus 2P. What is T? That is 3.3. And 2P means 2 into 0.6, that is 1.2. So 3.3 minus 1.2. 3.3 minus 1.2. That means 2.1. So 2.1 into 10, that is 2.1 into 10, that means bicarbonate alkalinity is 21 milligram per liter. So this is the thing we are generally we are finding out the alkalinity. Now I am over to Papia.
Yes, sir.
Over to Papia for sharing the virtual lab. You can show the virtual lab. They will follow, students will follow, and those who are will be ready to share their screen, they will be evaluated the marks, good marks. So kindly show, Papia request you to show your screen, and students kindly follow what Papia madam step by step is showing the virtual lab, and you have to show, your turn will be there. Otherwise, you can't be evaluated in the practical laboratory classes.
Now this is the process of determination of alkalinity in water through virtually. First we know what is the objective to conducting this experiment in our laboratory. We mainly use this test to determine acid neutralizing capacity of given water sample. Then we know which apparatus we use for conducting this experiment. Now this is pipette, conical flask, burette, beaker and dropper. This is the experimental setup. This is called burette and this is called burette stand. This is conical flask and this is a beaker and this is pipette. First we standardize sulfuric acid. So first we fill the burette with dilute sulfuric acid up to 0 mark. This is called burette. Now this mark is called 0 mark. Now first we place the funnel in the proper position, and this is the container of dilute sulfuric acid. Now we fill the burette with dilute sulfuric acid. After filling the burette up to 0 mark, we remove the funnel from the burette. There is a question, the absence of alkalinity makes the water acidity. That means acidic. Okay. Now add 10 ml 0.02 normal sodium carbonate. Here one thing, the normality of sodium carbonate is 0.02. Okay. So first we add 10 ml 0.02 normal sodium carbonate solution to a conical flask. Now this is the container which is filled with sodium carbonate. So first we take 10 ml sodium carbonate with the help of a pipette. And keep this sodium carbonate in a conical flask. Alkalinity is due to the absence of bicarbonate and carbonate or hydroxide ions in water. False. Now add 2 drops of methyl orange indicator to the conical flask. So methyl orange is an indicator. It mainly show red color in acidic solution and show yellow color in alkaline solution. Now this is the methyl orange indicator. We take few drops of methyl orange with the help of pipette. And add 2 drops to the conical flask. Now titrate the dilute sulfuric acid till the color changes to wine red. Now this is the burette which is filled with sulfuric acid, and this is conical flask which is filled with sodium carbonate and methyl orange indicator. This is the total setup of titration. So before starting the titration, we take the reading that is called initial burette reading. So the initial burette reading is 0 ml. Now we open the knob and allow to titrate the solution of the conical flux. We will continue this process until the color changes to wine red. Now the color is turns to wine red. So final Buret reading is 10 ml. This is the observation table that is given that volume of sodium carbonate, that is 10 ml, and normality of sodium carbonate, that is 0.02, and Buret reading initial value is 0 and another final is 10. The difference of final value and initial value is 10. That is called the volume of sulfuric acid. Okay. Now we calculate the value of normality of sulfuric acid. There is the formula given, N1 into V1 equal N2 into V2. Now we calculate the normality of sulfuric acid. Normality of sulfuric acid, that is N1. So from this equation, the value is N1 equal N2 into V2 divided by V1, where N2 equal normality of sodium carbonate. Normality of sodium carbonate is 0.02, and V2, that is volume of sodium carbonate. Volume of sodium carbonate given 10 ml divided by V1, which is volume of H2SO4, that is 10. Now we put the value. Please calculate N1 and tell me the value of N1.
Ma'am, 0.02.
Okay.
0.02.
Okay. Now we check the value. Now this is the right answer. Now we will titrate sample titration. Now we will do sample titration. Same procedure, we fill the burette with dilute sulfuric acid up to 0 mark. So first we place the funnel in the proper position, and this is the container of dilute sulfuric acid. So we allow to pour this sulfuric acid into the burette. Now we remove the funnel from. Now add 100 ml water sample to a conical flask. So this is the conical flask, and this is the container which is filled with water sample. So first we take 100 ml water sample with the help of pipette, and keep this 100 ml water in a conical flask. Now add few drops of phenolphthalein indicator to the conical flask. Then the sample turns pink if the pH is above 8.3. Now we take phenolphthalein indicator to the help of pipette, and add few drops to the conical flask. Now where the sample turns to pink, that means the pH is above 8.3. The phenolphthalein produces pink color when the pH is above dash value and the colorless when the pH is below dash. The phenolphthalein produces pink color when the pH is above 8.3 and colorless when the pH is below 8.3. They are already given the value. Now titrate the dilute sulfuric acid till the sample color changes to colorless. So before titration, same procedure, we take the initial Buret reading, that is 0 ml, Now we open the knob and allow the titrate the solution in the conical flask. We will continue this process until the pink color is changes to colorless. Now color totally turns to colorless and final Buddha reading is 2.4 ml. Here is a question. The amount of HCl consumed to reach the phenolphthalein endpoint is used to calculate the phenolphthalein alkalinity. So this is the observation table. Here is given volume of water sample 100 ml and initial reading 0 and final 2.4. Also given the volume of sulfuric acid, that is the difference of final value minus initial value, 2.54 minus 0, that is 2.4. And the normality of sulfuric acid is 0.02. Type P as alkalinity of calcium carbonate. There is a given of formula. Formula is not NaC, that is normality of acid into volume of acid into 50,000 divided by volume of sample. Where normality of acid that is 0.02 and volume of acid that is 2.4 into 50,000 divided by volume of sample that is 100. Please calculate anyone.
24.
Now add
ম্যাম কথা কাটছে আপনার।
Hello,
I
hello.
I think madam has a, am I audible?
Yes sir.
Madam has a network issue. So I request if any student willing to share your screen, the virtual lab, definitely your evaluation process will be over. And those who will not be able to show today, are ready to show today, then their turn will be definitely in the next day or thereafter next day. But you kindly make you yourself that one day you have to share your screen, otherwise the evaluation process cannot be complete. So take it easy, don't be afraid, we'll always help you, we'll always cooperate you, because you are working in net, that problem may be there. So can anybody, as I informed you the message earlier, are you ready? Can anybody voluntarily want to share the screen, want to show? Anindo, can you please come forward?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Anindo. Anindo has come forward for showing his screen. Thank you very much, Anindo, for the proper evaluation purpose. Papia, please unshare. Papia, please unshare the screen. Anindo will share the screen. Papia, please unshare. Papia, please unshare the screen. Anindo, please share.
Yes, sir. 1 minute, sir. I will go to that and I will share.
Thank you so much, Anindo, and that type of spirit I want from every student, so that we can properly evaluate the classes. Okay. So Anindo's turn is over then when he will complete the sharing, and next every day somebody's turn will be there and they have to participate in sharing the screen for give the good marks to them. That much I can tell you. Otherwise, it's not understood which student is understand the lab and which does not, because physical practice is not being held due to pandemic situation. We are working in the virtual lab, that is the online. So this is the only mode. You have to share your screen. You have to explain to the faculty member. Then only the proper evaluation can be done.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
I will present now.
yeah. Present. Please carry on. Onindo, you unmute yourself, Onindo. Please. Thank you so much, Onindo.
Sir, is it visible, sir?
Yeah, highly visible. Carry on, Onindo.
Okay. So I will start from the beginning.
Yeah, beginning.
Okay. So here we have the introduction is today we'll perform the experiment of determination of alkalinity of water.
The whole skin is not visible. The part is visible only. You just click simulation, then the total skin will be obtained. The
Okay,
virtual
okay,
lab.
sir. I'm doing.
Yeah, now it is okay. Thank you. Now it is okay.
Okay,
Fine.
okay, sir. So I will start. I'll start the experiment. First step is to the standardization of sulfuric acid. First of all, we will fill the burette with dilute sulfuric acid up to the 0 mark using a funnel. We will put the funnel in the burette. Open the dilute sulfuric acid bottle and pour up to the 0 mark in the burette. Then after it is complete, we will close the and remove the funnel. Now the question is, the absence of alkalinity makes the water will be acidic. Okay, so we will go further. Now we will pipette out the Na2CO3 solution from this flask up to the mark given in the pipette. Then we will drop the solution in our triangular flask. Now, alkalinity is due to absence of bicarbonate and carbonate or hydroxide ions in water. Usually false. Okay. Now the next step will be adding 2 drops of methyl orange indicator to the conical flask which has the Na2CO3 solution. We'll put the dropper in and takes 2 drop the methyl orange. Okay. Now we will open the knob of the burette so that the acid falls into it up to the indication, up till the indication color is there, and we will also note how much is the burette reading or how much till the acid has fallen. So the color has changed to red and the final burette reading is 10.1 milliliter now. Then we will check here volume is so we have the formula here, that is N1. N1 is normality of H2SO4, then which we'll have to check. And N1 into V1 equals to N2 into V2. So V1 here is volume of H2SO4, which is 10.1, which we have taken, and N2 is the normality of Na2CO3, which is already given, that is 0.02, and V2 is volume of Na2CO3, which we have already taken as 10 milliliter. So that equation will be N1 equals to N2 into V2 by V1. Now N2 we have 10 sorry 0.02 into 10 by So we got the answer. It is 0.019. 198. Okay. So we have got the right answer here. So we have found out the normality of the sulfuric acid as 0.0198. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, you are highly audible. Carry on. Beautiful performance. You are highly
Okay,
audible.
sir.
Carry
Okay,
on.
sir. Now we will determine this. We will do the sample titration using a sample of water or a sample. Now it's the same process. We will fill the burette with the dilute sulfuric acid. Now we will you open the tap of the dilute sulfuric acid and fill it using the funnel in the burette till the 0 mark. Now the filling of the acid is done. Now we will pipette out some 100 milliliter of water sample and fill that water sample in the conical flask. Now we will use phenolphthalein indicator and few drops of phenolphthalein in the sample. If the sample's pH is above 8.3, then the okay, no. We will add some drops of phenol. So it has turned pink, so it means that the pH is above 8.3. So here this the phenolphthalein produces pink color when the pH is above dash and colorless then pH is below. So it will be 8.3 and 8.3. Now we'll proceed further. Now we will open the knob of the burette and allow the sulfuric acid to fall on the conical flask and also mark till the color turns white and mark the reading. So the final burette reading is 2.1 minute. Amount of HCl consumed to reach phenolphthalein endpoint is to calculate the phenolphthalein alkalinity. So here we have to calculate the phenolphthalein alkalinity of CaCO3. Formula is the normality of acid into the volume of acid into 5000 by the sample. So the answer it will be 21. I think I checked. Okay. So we got the phenolphthalein alkalinity of CaCO3 as 21. Now we will do with that same thing with methyl orange. So we will drop some methyl orange, 2-3 drops. Close the tap. Now we will allow to fall the acid in this solution until its color change to wine red and also mark the burette reading. It's done, and the burette reading shows, final burette reading shows 5 milliliter, which means the volume of sulfuric acid used in this case is 2.90. So no need to check the formula. Its answer will be 229. Now we will do with tap water titration. First we will add sulfuric acid up to the mark in the using the funnel in the burette. Okay, it's filled up to the 0 mark. Now we'll take out the funnel. Now we'll pipette out the tap water, 100 milliliter of tap water. And drop it in the conical flask. Now we will add few drops of phenolphthalein as indicator in the conical flask. Now since the tap water pH is below 8.3, the color of the solution remains same, that is colorless. So now we will add methyl orange and check. So now it has changed its color. Methyl orange produces color when the pH is above 4.3 and become natural pH is. Okay. Now we will do the perform the same. Open the knob of the burette and allow the acid to fall in the sample and until it turns the sample into wine red, and calculate the reading. And we'll observe the reading is 6.8 milliliter. H2SO4 is used. And now we will do check the alkalinity. So value will be 68. Okay, which of the following is correct for carbonate alkaline CO3 if the titration result in. So P was the value of P. Okay, let's check. Okay. So it will be 2P. Why? That is the acceptable range of alkalinity in drinking water. Okay, so from here we get to know that acceptable limit of alkalinity in drinking water is less than 200 milligram per liter. Water with alkalinity beyond this limit test become unpleasant. The water sample given has total alkalinity 68.00 milligram per liter. So it is in the BIS standard range for drinking water. Okay, so experiment is completed and we get to know that the water we have used is its alkalinity is 68 milligram per liter and it is acceptable to drink.
Okay, thank you very much, Anindo Mukherjee. You please unshare your screen. Let me ask
Okay,
you
sir.
two
Thank you,
to
sir.
three questions for the completion of your evaluation purpose. First of all, let us congratulate to you for nicely uninterrupted sharing your screen and presentation of your virtual lab for this experiment today we have conducted. Now, to complete the evaluation process, I have to ask two, three basic questions. You have
Yes,
shown
sir.
us in sharing the screen of your virtual lab.
Yes,
While
sir.
calculating the alkalinity, you have multiplied 50,000. Why you have multiplied 50,000? You remember you have calculated the alkalinity as a CaCO3, you have multiplied with the titration value with 50,000. Why 50,000 multiplied with the numerator?
Yes, yes, no, yes, sir. We have multiplied 50,000 there.
Why? Why? Where from 50,000 come? Why not 60,000? Why not 30,000? Why not 40,000? Why 50,000 we have multiplied? If you do not answer the question, don't be afraid. Don't feel
Yes, sir.
tension. I am always with you. It is not a semester exam.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
just
Yes,
it is
sir.
the internal evaluation process. First of all, if you observe my lecture, very beginning I have started
Yes,
that
sir.
that the alkalinity of the water is expressed in as calcium carbonates. It
Yes,
is
sir.
expressed in scale as calcium carbonate. Now that means when something is measured in one scale, say calcium carbonate,
Yes.
then the equivalent weight of that calcium carbonate has to be multiplied with the alkalinity. What do you mean by the equivalent weight? Then we are going back to our school level. That is the chemistry, college level, school level. Equivalent weight, Funda, what is the equivalent weight? Equivalent weight is the molecular weight divided by valency. This is the equivalent weight. Now
Yes, sir.
calcium carbonate equivalent weight is 100 because calcium is 40, C is 12, that is the carbon. So 40 plus 12, 52. And remaining part is O3. That means 16 into 3 is 48. That is the
Yes, sir.
oxygen. So 52 plus 48 is 100. So calcium carbonate means Ca plus C plus CO3. Ca plus C plus O3, isn't it? So Ca
Yes,
is
sir.
40, C plus C is 12, and O3 is 16. If you add three things, then you will get the CaCO3 molecular weight is 100. Now, what is the calcium carbonate valency? It is 2. So, 100 by 2 is 50. And you can say, sir, it is 50 coming, then why 50,000? Because you must have seen the expression is milligram per liter. And you
Yes,
have
sir.
taken the sample in milliliter. In the denominator, the sample you have taken, the volume is milliliter. So
Yes, sir.
milliliter to liter, when you are going to convert, then you have to multiply in the denominator 10 to the power minus 3. That means it goes into the numerator as 10 to the power 3. So the 50,000 comes. Is it understood now, Anindo?
Sir, can you explain once more
Sure,
until
sure,
that
sure.
till that equivalent weight and that one I have understood. After that, can you say
After that,
once more?
yes. What is the alkalinity? Alkalinity in terms of milligram per liter,
Yes, sir.
milligram per liter, milligram per liter, milligram per liter.
Yes, sir.
But in the denominator, it is you in your expression you have taken the volume in milliliter. Suppose 100
Yes, sir.
ml you have taken.
Yes, 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 sir. Yes,
So
sir.
if you want to convert milliliter to liter, that means
Yes,
you have to divide 10 to the power 3.
yes,
So
yes,
division of 10 to the power 3 in the denominator means multiplication of 10 to the power 3 in the numerator.
yes, sir.
In the fraction, if you write down the expression 10 to the power minus 3 in denominator, that means it
Yes,
is 10 to the power 3 in numerator. So
yes,
numerator 50 into 10 to the power 3 is 50,000. Am I clear, Anindo, now?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now you
Yes,
got the clear funda why 50,000 we have multiplied.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now tell me what are another two questions. I will not harass you furthermore because you have fantastically presented to us. We are really happy with your sharing your screen. Now tell me what are the ions responsible for producing the alkalinity in water? Papia, am I audible? Papia, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, the ions
Anindo,
are HCO3 minus,
yeah,
CO3 2 minus, and OH minus.
beautiful, beautiful. What are the indicators using in the alkalinity test? What are the indicators using in the alkalinity
Sir,
test?
we have used the phenolphthalein and the methyl orange.
What was the color changes at the time of phenolphthalein and what are the color changes
Sir,
at
in
the time of
case of
methyl orange?
phenolphthalein, in case of phenolphthalein, it the pink color turned to colorless or white, and in case of methyl orange, it turned from yellowish orange to wine red.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Anindo. You have successfully completed your evaluation